Hello and welcome to Evansville Podcast. My name is Jason. Thank you for listening. Today's show is a special live recording we did for Tuesday Talk. The Love It EVV people took over Stack Art Gallery and had a discussion about discovery, which is the theme of their upcoming issue, which there will be a launch party on July 13th at Stack Art Gallery. That is down at Haney's Corner area. Check loveitevv.com for ticket and more event information about the launch party. So here is the Tuesday Talk hosted by Kana Brown talking about discovery.
Hey everybody. I have a mic. I know this is the first Tuesday Talk ever I've had a mic and I'm really excited about it. So normally it's like women, so I'm glad some of the fellas came out. So this is just another way for like Love It to be out in the community and get people to talk to each other, because I'm sure some of you might know each other from social media but have never met in person. So this is, here we go. So this is just another way to like connect, because I really think there's a disconnect in the community and also our like really messed up world. So yeah, that's what Tuesday Talk is for. So for this Tuesday Talk, we'll be discussing discovery, which is a topic of our next issue coming out July 13th. I'm like, tell me the answer. And actually, this is my lovely crew right here. They help. They don't help. They actually put the whole thing together. And that's Brittany Fulkerson, our media director. Megan, how are we doing the Megans? Did we decide? I feel like we should like abbreviate it, like Megan something and Megan. We have two Megans, but so this is Megan Dickens, and she is our layout designer, and this is Cassandra, our creative director. I think it's a small enough group that if you guys want some of this mic magic, we can go around. And yes, it's like a powerful thing. Like I have this mic, and if I point at you, like you have to talk to me. So we can get like a feel icebreaker in the room. You don't have to sit. We won't do like a silly game or whatever, but you can just say your name and you're tied to the community. Oh, we need one more seat. Or okay, Bianca, just go ahead and squeeze in. Sorry to embarrass you a little bit like that. This is Bianca. She's my roommate. She also takes care of me. This is Mary, the new Mary Allen. Just kidding. Just kidding. Mary Ellen still brought me all the wine today, so you can thank her for the wine. Okay, so you guys kind of already know them, so we'll go this way.
Hi, my name is Susan Wagner. I'm a life coach, and I think I met Kana through Tuesday Talk 2 years ago.
Ooh, let's stop that game right now.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Brown.
I am Angel Rhodes, musician in Evansville.
My name is Sharita Horn. Most people call me Rita. Musician, mom, insurance salesman.
I'm Bianca Garcia. I don't do anything super cool. I know Kana for the last couple of years whenever I was selling insurance, and she was a small business. I had my own, I think, is how we initially met. We really don't know. We bonded over food and bars. So, and now I'm just around a lot. So, yeah.
I'm Lydia Fulp. I have a small local business called Hat and Rabbit. Make little tea towels and pillows and things.
That had the funniest sayings ever. So I just got one that says, chop it like it's hot. Die. And I got my mom, that one I got you, she made it. It says, my mother was right about everything.
My name's Danny. I'm the only boy in this circle. And Kana's making me be more than a social media person and an actual person talking.
Oh, it doesn't read. It's too bad. It's okay. Hi, I'm Hillary Melchers. I'm a birth doula and a childbirth educator and sometimes an adjunct anthropology instructor.
I didn't know that. I'm Laura Burton. I'm also a professor. Okay, actually, I'm a librarian.
And you have a podcast.
Oh, yeah. I have a podcast, Beyond Repair, that has a lot of... yeah, so check that out with the Evansville Podcast Network. My husband, Jason, has Evansville Podcast, so we're all things Evansville and all the cool people, and Kane is going to be on it in June. She doesn't know that yet.
I haven't been invited yet, but he's like that parent at the graduation that we just went to. They're like, save all your claps for the end, and then there's always that person. Yeah,
That's true. My name is Mary Allen, and and I love Jason Burton. I have 6th Street Soapery and Evansville Pedicab.
Thank you. I'm Lucy Matthew, and I'm an ICU nurse and a jack of all trades. And yes, I'm Rachel's mom.
And Lucy has a soap business too. What's it called?
Harella soap.
She's a soap maker.
keeping it clean.
That's why you need 2 of us around.
I'm Jen Moorhead. I'm a local entrepreneur, and my favorite thing that I do is I just started working with the Evansville Promise Zone as their fundraising associate. I don't even know how I met Kana officially.
Listen, we were all drunk when it happened. Like, every single one of you probably met me in either a business setting where you thought I was really professional or some other setting where I was not. There's like no in between.
But I also have a business called the 25th Hour. It's a personal assistant business. So basically I'll do anything that you don't have time to do yourself, if I have time to do it.
Hi, I'm Julie Morris. I'm the store manager for Apricot Lane. If y'all don't know, it's locally owned by Sean and Lauren Sapp. We also own the Bowling Green location. It's a totally, I've been in retail for 1 million years, but it's a totally new experience for me. We have a buyer out in LA, and just Lindsay and I were just ordering this morning, and we only get like 6 of each thing, and once it sells through, but it gives us a much different aspect of the retail business, the buying aspect, where sometimes you do really good, and sometimes you're like, oh crap.
Choice.
But Lindsay and I've known each other for like 1 million years.
Yeah,
She's a makeup artist with me at Sephora, and one of my best friends. Yeah. So I conned her into coming tonight. And working for me again. Yeah. No, with me. No.
Okay, so you got that. Lindsay Spencer. I'm with this one. I know Kana through this one and Apricot Lane as well. But yeah, it's been a good adventure. So you probably heard a while ago, I'm Brittany Fulkerson. I am a newly local entrepreneur. I've been working with Kana a little bit on and off for a few years now. So now I'm part of the Love It team, and I direct the social media, and I blog, and
she gets stuff done on time.
I'm the mom.
I do not. We needed her. She's our Love It mom.
Yeah, I am. I have baby wipes probably in my bag if anybody needs any.
Okay, I'm intimidated by this. I'm Megan Dickens, and I'm the lead designer with the magazine, as you heard. And I also am an artist and graphic designer.
She created this purse that's right here.
Oh gosh, you called me out.
That is my favorite thing.
Yeah, I do that kind of stuff. So hit me up.
Harry
I have
Potter
business
forever.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Lane. I own Mystic Hand Letterpress and Design, and I do graphic design and printing, and I am the creative director of Love It EVV.
Yay! Well, now that you all have said who you are, you can stalk each other on social media if you'd like. So I, of course, didn't prepare in the way that I probably should, but let's just discovery. I have discovered I work better on a loose schedule and, working at the last minute, and also the fact that everybody enables me, and so things just get done. I'm looking at some of you in the room. Don't blame me. I'm not saying blame yourselves, but ultimate enabler. But so I just left a photo shoot before I got here, and I was like, oh, I finally have like the full idea for Tuesday Talk. So like an hour ago. And I posted some of the questions on my Instagram, but I really want to get your advice, your ideas, your things. It was so hard to like narrow down discovery, but I finally got to the point where I was like, I want to know who you've discovered, what you've discovered, and where you've discovered in Evansville. And I will start, and you guys can kind of mellow over yours. There's so many things. My first one was who. Of course, I've met, all you amazing people. But in doing that, I feel like I've discovered myself the most. In a small town where a lot of people get married young, and I'm kind of just out here hanging, chilling, living life. Having all of these interactions has really helped me understand myself more being by myself. I really appreciate the people that like put up with all things Kana. And it makes me honestly want to be a better person having so many interactions with different people. And what I've discovered is that if you ask, like, people want to help. And the city of Evansville, I think there's no other place I could have started 2 businesses just by saying the magazine, for instance. I had lunch with a photographer I work with all the time. She's like, just do it online. That same day, I came up with an outline, and the next day I had meetings with 3 or 4 people. They were on board. They weren't getting paid to do it. They were just like, never done this. This sounds cool. I want to help. And I see that in a lot of businesses in the area. People are just so willing when they're behind an idea to help out. And I don't think you can get that in bigger cities. And where I've discovered, I don't think I've left any corner unturned in Evansville. This gym is probably like a little last on the list. It just opened, 5 months? Okay. So it's been in the neighborhood for 5 months, and I kept saying, I'm going to go. And then I finally did. I'm like, we totally have to do something here. And of course, the local businesses that you heard mentioned. I think my favorite place right now, I guess it's Mo's house, pretty much. But I just discovered Sneaker Art Doodle. Is that what it's called? Sneaker Doodle Art. You can go in there at any time and paint whatever you want. Like, I thought it was for kids, and I thought you had to set up an appointment or make a party. You can go in there and paint at any time. So I thought that was cool. I had a week of soberness, and I had to find things to do that didn't involve bars. And there's actually, it's still hard, but that place, I went to a cooking class. I actually finished everything in one day. That's how little it is. But there's a planetarium, which is really cool if you haven't been in there. And then the cooking class, I'll probably go back to that. I didn't learn a lot. I was really focused on eating, so maybe go when you're not hungry. I have the recipe cards. I probably won't make them. I don't cook that much, but it was something to do. Well, I chop vegetables and I saute them. That is the extent of most of my cooking. But yeah, so you can answer who, what, or where on your discovery in Evansville. Who wants to start? Come on down. Laura Burton is answering this question.
All right. So I came from a little cul-de-sac in Newburgh, and I was pretty miserable there. And moving downtown was life-changing because this was the first time I've ever understood what the word community meant. The people down here are unlike any other place in Evansville. They are so passionate and supportive, and they're fired up about things, and they care about the community, and they care about each other. And it's infectious to be around other people like that. And I love downtown. And they are the people. Yes, the buildings are amazing, and there's so much character and stuff, but the people down here it's just something special, I don't know, in the air, that you can just feel it. There's almost like a buzz going on. And to be able to to be in a city this big, but I go out and walk from, just a few blocks, and I will see literally, 4 or 5 people just out that, hey, I know their names, and you're waving and stuff. So it has this small town feel, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, it's thriving like a larger city. I don't know, it's a city within a city, and I love that. I love downtown. And I guess discovering stuff about me as I have realized since coming here and finding the passionate people that I'm actually not a leader, and I enjoy helping other people succeed in what they're doing. And I didn't realize that, kind of feeling so isolated where I was living before, and then moving to where people were doing things, and I actually I'm thrilled to just come alongside and get involved in what other people are doing and see how I can make that better. And for a long time, I felt like I was kind of a loser for not having these leadership abilities that we try to instill in people. But I'm so fulfilled whenever I help other people to meet their goals that I actually realize that's kind of a cool thing about myself. So it took me 30-something years to figure that out. And so I'm much happier now in my role as more of a behind-the-scenes kind of assistant person. And it's satisfying to know when that's a cool thing that you can do.
Those are like the most important people. Like Bianca says she doesn't do anything, but this girl, literally anything that you need her to like be there to support is like, it like fills you when you have those people around. And I don't think sometimes those people know that. Like, I wish I wasn't like up here. Like, I wish I could just like go to things too. And I do. I try to go to a lot of other things. But it gets draining when you don't have people around you that support you. So that support is like so needed. And I feel you about downtown. Like, I lived on the east side my whole life, and once I moved downtown, like my business changed, and I could never live on another part of town here in Evansville.
Oh, never again.
Who's next? Stop it. Danny?
I'll go again.
Whoever's going to give me the face.
If you don't take this mic, I'm going to go again.
Sip your tea. Sip your tea. Okay, Danny, we'll take you.
Personally discovered that you have to stop listening to what other people say, but then you get in the mindset of like, you know, if the girl is told she's fat like all her life, she's gonna think she's fat whether or not she is. So then it's the same with me. It's like, if I'm called gay all the time, am I really gay, or is it because people are telling me that?
That's a good one.
Yeah. And
I'm in love with this guy that's gay, and maybe he's not. Maybe people have just told him he's gay. Okay, yeah. I'm going to take that one, put it back here.
What? Yeah.
Well, everybody thinks that he is, but...
She's trying to hook you up with me?
No.
So then I would just tell people, no, I like guys, whatever. But then you got to come to that point where you're like, you are gay. But now my new thing is, was I ever an alcoholic? And so I started a year of sobriety.
I would be the wrong person to ask.
So now it's like, why was I drinking so much? Was I drinking so much? You seem to be drinking as much as I've been drinking. So, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. Discovery, you got to like figure it out in your own time.
That's a good takeaway. That's a good soundbite. Discovery, got to figure it out in your own time. I would definitely like to put input on just like, if I would have listened, like when I went to school for aesthetics here, they were like, you will never, well, I'm still kind of broke, but they were like, you will never make money doing just this, or like you are going to have to do other things. And luckily, like with aesthetics, I mean, I have my studio and I love doing it, and just being a big fish in a small pond, instead of like instilling that mentality into you, they're just like, you can't do it. And then it's like, you can't listen to that. You do have to figure it out for yourself.
Also, you totally pour all of your money into the magazine. So
I do. If I didn't have the magazine, I may have money. But that's neither here nor there. I'm considering it my SEVA. I think that's what you call it, like your community service. Yeah. We're playing Duck, Duck, Goose.
I've been chosen.
You also have to take a shot once you get it. Just kidding.
No. Okay. I wasn't
Hold the
ready.
mic
I
up
thought
more.
that I would have more time to think. I guess what's been on my mind since we first started is the Who I discovered. I actually discovered this Crunchy Mom group on Facebook. Yes, Tri-State Crunchy Moms. I don't even know if it's still a thing or not. It doesn't matter because the people that I met through it honestly changed my life. They introduced me to culture in Evansville. I grew up on the West Side, so yeah, everybody has their stereotypes about West Siders, and they're not true.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's who I discovered, and they kind of opened the door. I started working at Toast. I don't know if you remember that restaurant, but I met Cassie Lauer and I guess Karen Sue Blaze now, and they're two very, very driven women. When I started working there, I, was pretty much a stay-at-home mom prior to that, and I didn't really have any goals, and meeting them was really, really inspiring to me, and through discovering them, I started the journey of discovering myself. What I've discovered is my passion in life, which is spreading education and awareness about mental illness and breaking the stigma around it. I have an organization that things are going all right for right now. It's called CapCon. Look it up on Facebook, give it a like. But as well as that, community involvement and community engagement. And through the support of these women that I met in Tri-State Crunchy Moms, I really found myself, and I found the confidence that I needed to go after my goals and discover who I was and what my passions were. I love the downtown area. I don't ever want to leave. It's a really great community. The people in Evansville are all very supportive of each other, and I just think it's great. And that's all I can think of to say right now. Also, check out, if we're going to like pages on Facebook, but let me throw a plug in. Evansville Promise is also in Evansville now, in addition to community engagement. So get on Facebook and check out that page. It is a federal organization type of thing, and they're, trying to raise awareness and, boost initiatives in affordable housing and healthcare and crime reduction. There's two other, but I feel really on the spot. But Evansville Promises, the Facebook page, they've got a lot of events going on, and they're trying to get back to the community and make things happen. So
how many of you have not lived here? Because I've lived here my whole life. Okay, you too. Yeah. So I want to hear some more from people who have been away, came back. Once you're away, did you discover, anybody who's lived here then moved away, or if you've just moved here, what you've discovered different from where you were living?
So I grew up in Washington, Indiana. It's about an hour north of here. And I ended up in Evansville by way of Orlando. So I've kind of lived a couple different places. I was talking to Hillary tonight, and I said, if my husband said, babe, let's pack up the car and move back to Florida, I'd be like, do it. But I will tell you, in the role that I'm in, I've worked for, can you hold this? Thank you. So long story short is I've worked for several large companies. I worked for Ann Taylor, I've worked for Sephora, I've worked for Talbot's, I've worked for Macy's. And I never really thought that there was a difference in working locally, shopping locally, working for a community that is based out of Evansville, and I feel like that's really changed me. Not just because, it's our, it's our boss's livelihood, but it's made me look at shopping locally differently. I really only shop locally now. I mean, it's really changed who I am, because I look at, all these faces of people who have local businesses, or people who have, that are farmers, or people that are, they teach you so many different things, and they put so much of themselves into their business, into the people that work for them, into literally they eat, breathe, and sweat all of this. And it's just so their passion has changed me. And it's just made me there's so much respect and humbleness that I have, and it's really changed who I am. And I just don't know that I could ever go back to, not there's anything wrong with working for large companies, because my husband does, but it's changed my outlook on life, and it's changed who I want to be, if that makes sense. I know that sounds cliche, but shop local, it's really who I am now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like before I had my own, or even just being downtown and being around mostly people who have their own business, that's all you want to do is like go and support them and buy when you can. Like, I wish we had more things that we could, purchase not through a big box place. We're still lacking in a couple of those areas down here, but for the most part, I would say I shun people who ask me to go to Olive Garden. Is the moral of the story. So my other friends, if you listen to this podcast, stop asking me to do that. Anyone else? Oh, we're volunteering now.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Well, because you were, oh wow, okay. Because you were talking about people living outside of Evansville for a little bit. So I guess that kind of ties into the who for me is more of a rediscovery than discovery. For instance, this one over here. We've actually known each other since we were 6 years old, but there was a long, long time when I lived in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I went to college at MTSU, so I stayed away for about 11 years, and lost touch with a lot of my close friends that I had when I was in Evansville. So when I moved back, and it was kind of under, I don't want to say negative circumstances, but I wasn't really wanting to move back.
Let's be real. Most people are like, I got to move back to Evansville.
Well, yeah, you hang out in East Nashville for over a decade. You get used to that. You get used to that. But anyway, moving back here and being able to kind of rediscover the people that I grew up with or hung out with for a couple years before I moved has been great, and it's kind of, I guess as cliche as it sounds, kind of let me rediscover myself as well and my passions. The funny thing is, I've discovered, I guess is the what, I didn't actually have to move out of state to do what I love to do. I went for music business. I went to be a musician, to write music, and I'm doing something a little bit different. I never thought I would be singing in front of people, and I still have terrible stage fright with that. But it's great to know that I can come back to my hometown and be able to have the same passion that I left Evansville to pursue, and still be able to bring that back and a little bit more from the stuff that I've learned away. And this community is just, it's amazing. Like you guys have said, some of the nicest people I've ever met have been here. And, even just randomly meeting people downtown, I guess also with what I work at Crosspoint Insurance Advisors, just off of 6th Street. So most of the time when I go to lunch, it's on Main. And, being able to check out like the local coffee shops and local restaurants and stuff like that, and kind of discovering that I may have an eating problem too. Whatever.
We're not here to judge.
But yeah, so whatever. As long as it's local. Yeah. So
the slogan.
There's right. It's half the calories. It's but whatever. But yeah. It's been, it works, but it's been great to kind of be able to come home and see that, especially how much it's grown, because even, leaving in 2005 and how things are now in 2017 in Evansville, it's an amazing change, and I love it, and I'm proud to be, from here and meet people like you guys, that I didn't think I would be able to meet on any other, regular basis, especially being a single mom, and you think that you have to just focus on that and not, put everything else aside, and I did that a lot in Tennessee, but being able to come back home and, I feel like I'm actually working on the things that I wanted to do to make my daughter proud and make myself proud, and, it's been nice to have some really good people help me along the way. So, yeah, I don't see myself moving back to Tennessee anytime soon, if ever. I think.
I I think that's like definitely something that I can't personally do because I don't connect with the teens or younger people, but some of you may. Definitely instilling the fact that you can do what you want to do here. You just might have to work twice as hard or 3 times as hard, but you can do it from here. And for me, like, just learning that I want to be close to my mom. I want to be close to my nephew. I don't want to have to drive, 10, 12 hours to see them if something were to happen. Like, that became more of defining my own success instead of having that perception that you have to move to a bigger city to do it because that means you're more successful. Like, you can do anything here that you want to do.
The most successful people I've met are here, not in Nashville, which, I had that jaded.
The struggle's real.
Yeah.
The best piece of advice I got when I finished school for aesthetics was from a makeup artist in New York. I had been following her. She's kind enough to chit chat back and forth with me. She was like, become a big fish in a small pond and the rest of the ponds will come calling. And like, nothing could be more true. Like, perfect your craft where you are, and people, if they see that talent, I mean, we have the internet, they'll see it, they'll fly you out to wherever. So I think that's super important to let people know, like, you can do whatever you want here. Just got to work hard. Who's next? Come on down.
Well, it gave me an idea for what to talk about. So speaking of, needing to move away, I'm a musician, for Pete's sake. I mean, you would think that I would need to move to Nashville or wherever. I celebrate my 2 years in June that I've been doing it, and I'm not broke. I just bought a new car, by the way. But you're right. I mean, I have to put some serious freaking time in. I mean, I wish it was just sitting around playing guitar all day. Some days it's that. But it's a lot more work. But like you said, I'm starting to become a big fish in this little pond. So now I'm getting calls like over in Louisville and like in Carbondale and stuff like that, which is super cool. But I could not do any of it if it was not for the support of my people, especially downtown. Like, Boca was the first one that had us like playing. And my Deja Blue 5's my band, by the way. But because of like their support and just people just being so supportive of me, I actually started doing solo stuff as well. And speaking of support, she was actually the one that wrote the very first article on my solo career ever in Love at EVV last year, by the way. Go look it up. LoveAtEVV.com. See that plug? Yeah, get that plug. Be sure to do that. But yeah, people down there has been so supportive of me, and it really helped me discover that this is what I was supposed to be doing all along. I mean, if I had people like this behind me, like back when I was in high school, do you realize how different my life would be? I mean, but I'm so appreciative of the community that we have. I would not be the musician that I am today if it was not for the people down here. So rock on, baby.
So who wants to go next? We'll take a couple more and then we'll I don't know what time it is.
For Discovery, as far as that goes, I'm from a really small town. It's 2,000 people. I graduated.
But I mean, look at her, because she said this and I didn't really like believe her, but they like kill and hunt where she's from.
Yeah.
And it happens here, but not where I'm at. But I just
downtown, like the rabbits. Get my lettuce again.
So I came here a couple of different times. I moved here and then went back. I had a couple of different opportunities, with my career, and I moved back home thinking that I was going to get married and be one of those 22-year-olds that are married and all that stuff. That didn't happen. And in the time that I've had to be, back here and focusing on myself and meeting new people and everything, I've realized like I was going to throw, my life into something that I wasn't ready for, to be honest. And now that I'm finding who I am as a person, what I like and what makes me passionate and helpful to everybody else as well, is just making sure that I have the right people around me. And I think that's a huge deal, because I can see myself and others really easily now, seeing myself do the wrong things and not taking advice from people who obviously know very, very well how to do things that I don't. And I think it's really important to have, those kind of people, to talk to, and, if you don't know them, just go talk to them and,
come to events like these
yes.
and make friends.
Hi. So I'm one of those people that was from Evansville and then moved away for a little bit. And start when I was in high school. That's when the very first Renegade Craft Show was in Chicago. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but they have really cool like alternative crafts, and I was totally into it. And I thought I can never do that in Evansville. Like that's never gonna happen. So fast forward to when I got out of college, I moved to Carbondale, which isn't that much more exciting, but I was doing alterations, and I thought that was the only way I could ever make money sewing. And it's very an isolated job and very boring. Hemming pants is not exciting. And never asked me to hem
if
your
you're
pants.
hemming the right pants, maybe.
No, I hated it.
It's like what the model in the pants was really.
No, they never were, no. But anyways, eventually I moved back to Evansville, and the first year that I was back here, it was the first year for the Old Town Sunday Market. And I went to it, and I was like, holy crap, like this is really cool. There is a community here where you can do this kind of stuff. And I just started making these little tea towels with like dumb sayings on them that I thought was funny because I love dad jokes.
They're life.
And people started buying them. And through that, I met all kinds of like interesting people who do all kinds of different crafts, and I just found like a really cool community. So that's what I discovered.
You should get some. They're at the River City. Is it Mercantile? Yes. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not originally from here. My husband is from here. I'm from up near Muncie, Indiana. We actually moved here by my choice. My husband's entire family lives here, and I was finishing up my PhD, and we moved here from Berlin, Germany. Culture shock.
Yeah.
But what I came to realize in my first 2 years of living here was I want to be here. This is where I want to be. I want to be near family. I want to be in a community that embraces me. I want to be in a community that's full of life and that isn't so giant that people are rude to each other all of the time. Because I came from that, not Muncie. That's really small. Berlin, people are not always very nice to each other. It's a big, big city. And, we lived in Cleveland for a long time, and it was a big city. It's safe for me to take my dog on a walk, and at night it's safe for me to let my kids play in the backyard. It's not a big deal. I like being here. That's what I discovered when I moved to Evansville.
I've never been to Germany.
Well, I'll take me. I'll be your translator.
Okay. We need to go visit Cassie over there somewhere. So,
She's in Poland.
Oh yeah,
she's in Poland.
Let's make it somewhere. Yeah, we can hit up all the places.
Yes, Poland is lovely as well.
Were you? Oh, I'll give you this one.
Oh, well, that's okay.
The big one is better.
The big one. Okay. I grew up here, but I went to Chicago for college. I went to the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, and growing up in Evansville was very much one of those hometown pop punk angst situations. It was always kind of when am I going to get out of this city type thing. And so when I got to Chicago, I never expected to move back to Evansville, and I don't think my family ever expected me to move back to Evansville. Maybe 3 months after I graduated from college, I had 3 representatives at different creative agencies in Chicago trying to find me jobs at different creative firms, just doing branding work. And I was freelancing, which I had done all through school. And I had a dream that I just woke up one day and I was just like, you know what, I am supposed to be back in Evansville and I am supposed to do this on my own. And it was the best decision that I ever made. I cannot stress enough, just kind of echoing what everybody else has said, it is amazing to like the second that I moved back to Evansville to find all of these people. I mean, like all of you guys sitting in the room, all of you small business owners who I know. I met Kana the first Haney's Corner meeting that I went to. I met Kana and she became my first client in Evansville.
I'm like, yo, can you do all this stuff? Because I need all this stuff.
When I was still printing on a tabletop press, like in my parents' house in my old bedroom, like that had like emo lyrics like scribbled on the walls, like it was like a big thing for me to move back. And I just bought my first house in November. I'm celebrating 2 years of my business in September. And it's just incredible. I never thought that I would be able to say those things, especially in Evansville. And it's just really, really cool to be a part of a community where I can go, like I go to Honeymoon every morning and go get my chai with 2 shots of espresso and say hi to everybody and see the logo that I designed. I take a shower and use soap that has a logo that I designed on it, you know, Mary's stuff. So it's very cool to, you know, in Chicago, I never would be able to walk down the street where I live and see my logo someplace. So it's pretty cool to have that here.
So yeah, all the pretty things that you see on the beauty room page are usually from Cassandra. Because what takes me like an hour and a half to make, like simple graphics with words on them, takes her like 10 minutes. So if you need a professional, I'm just saying like spend the money on it because you will save so much time and frustration. But also the line that Mary Allen and I have for skincare, my friend Shayla did all of the copy for it. Like that part is amazing to me too. Like to cultivate a line, have your friend who does all that sort of, what would you call that? I guess content creation, go through, and copyright all of what you need for your product and then have someone make the logo for it. And it's like all these amazing women came together and made this special thing and it will always be special. Like, I love that. So we could probably take a couple more and then we'll wrap up. And I want you all to be best friends and maybe go to Honeymoon or at Dapper Pig. If you've ever seen that big chalkboard, Cassandra handed that. My sign outside the beauty room, she actually built that too, which I don't know if you actually do that or if I was just like, I need you to build this.
You're kind of my special client. Kind of ask me to do stuff and I'm like, I don't do that, but I'll do that for you.
So it's not my fault I'm this way. Is this actually like, is this going to turn into an intervention after? Makes you a little nervous. Okay.
So I am actually the only outsider here. I don't even know if I should be allowed. I don't live in Evansville.
Outsider. We love you.
I don't. My husband is from Evansville, though. He was born and raised here. So I actually live north of here. I live out in the country. But I think what I have discovered, which I think is important to what everybody's talking about, is kind of an awakening. I mean, that's what I'm calling it. So Kana, I don't even know how we got hooked up, but she's brought me into this area.
When you had the pretty gritty, like we used you for a photo shoot, but maybe before that.
Yeah, somehow we've crossed paths.
I just need to start writing my interactions down.
Yeah, so we always know. I don't know, man, we got connected. So I'm at this really strange point in my life, and I've been in a lot of strange points in my life. I was always, I don't want to say I was an outsider, but I was always the one doing things differently. I remember being in high school. Do you remember when toe socks came out? Yeah? I'm a country, yes. I was a country kid, and I wore the first toe socks to school, and you would have thought, oh my goodness. I mean, and I was always doing things like that, and I never could quite find my place. So I have this very creative side to me, but on the other side, I'm a numbers person. And I feel like I'm here, this is probably the first time I've said it out loud, but I just ended an 8-year career in teaching at a college. So I have been an accounting and finance instructor for the past 8 years. And things just, like I said, it was an awakening. Getting involved with Love It in this area, I feel like that earlier you guys were talking about people telling you can't do something, and I've kind of lived that for a long time. I had dreams of going to a big city and doing these things, and I fell in love, and we stayed in this area, and we had babies, and we bought a house, and I love my home. So I really started to put that idea of being that creative entrepreneur aside and settling to what I thought the area had to offer me. And it's heartbreaking. I'm not going to cry. I started crying after I had kids.
If you cry, I'll cry.
But, you know, you have, like, I had all of these awesome, wonderful things. I love my kids. I love my husband. But you start to lock away that piece that you really hoped would have been. And part of you is like, you know what? Yes, they tell you can do anything you ever want to do, right? When you're growing up, you hear it your whole life. And then you get to be an adult. Welcome, by the way, Kana. She's been talking about being an adult for the last few days.
28 sucks. Just kidding. I get to spend all this time with you guys.
So, like, adulthood where dreams die, right? Is that saying? But you start to lock that away and think that, you know what? It's okay. And I can do these other things. And things happened in my life that made me super uncomfortable where I was in my job. And I would have never have left. And just the door opened. And I believe it was God's intervention. I think he made me uncomfortable, so I would take that step. And then I've had this opportunity to be around really creative people. I went from an industry that I always call it educational snobbery, because it does exist, where it's different. There's not that synergistic connection with people and talking about ideas, or at least I didn't have that experience. It's always trying to fight that you are intelligent enough or educated enough or you've read enough or you've researched enough or you've wrote enough or you've developed enough. And so there's always that constant battle, where now the tides have changed and I've been opened up to this community here of entrepreneurs and people that support you. I look at these girls because
I'm like, now you've met people that have no credentials and do whatever they want.
Yes, it's so exciting. They don't have a piece of paper on the wall. I just boxed up my $40,000 worth of degrees the other day, and I thought, will I hang them up? I don't know. Again, but so now I've had this like awakening of there's possibility, and there's creativity, and there's so much on the horizon that I'm so stinking excited about it. And I never would have gotten to that point if it wasn't for Love at EVV in this area. I mean, you guys, most of you, a lot of you I've met, and you just have opened up. Like I said, I don't live in Evansville, so I don't see each other all the time. But, this just welcoming type of thing, and I'm really excited about where my life is going. And yes, I'm the old mom with the kids and the husband and the house.
Well, you're not old. You're just more responsible than us.
You make us all happy. It's the only way we get. You're
team mom. We need you.
Team mom.
And she has like babies. I always forget you have like babies.
Yeah, they're babies.
And I see the pictures and I'm like, how do you get anything done?
I don't know.
They're like, what, 2 and 4?
Yeah, Remy's almost 3 and 19 months. So River's 19 months, yeah. So I'm just on this cusp of something awesome. Yeah, I know, right? I'm so excited about it. So Evansville has given me everything that I could imagined. So far, so I'm excited to go with that.
Was this scripted? Because that was like,
no,
that was really good.
And I'm just going to plug too that she runs all of our social media for the magazine. So if you have seen any of our social media for the magazine, and you have a small business and you want your social media run, this girl is the one to do it for you. Seriously, she's amazing. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, and she needs clients because she just left this 8-year career and she's about to start her business. So yeah, hit her up. She's profesh.
Thanks, Cassandra. I actually don't. I got to get with Cassandra about that. This all happened relatively quickly. I've been doing it on the side for a little bit now, but yeah. So now it's I said I'm unemployed, self-employed now. So yeah.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that was awesome. We can just end now. No, any more before we close? Yes, it's Lucy, right? I'm not going to call you Rachel's mom.
I am Rachel's mom. But
you did a really good job.
Thank you. I think
she is literally the funniest person ever.
I will let you know she was born with a smile on her face, and it hasn't left since. And her older sister is the same way. I've got two very creative, wonderful daughters, and her name is Abby. No, I have pretty well done everything I've wanted my whole life. I just want you to know that. I've started out young, and I've had a very supportive husband. I feel
Where
very.
Did you find him?
I actually found. It's old fashioned. It's old fashioned, girls. I mean, I went. Whenever I got out of Carmi High School, I left town. Man, I was out of there quicker than you could swing a stick. And anyway, I went around the United States. I've lived in all points of the United States except Florida and Alaska. And then when I came back home, I was going to go back to school because I was actually going to go to be a missionary nurse. And so I started toward nursing school, but I went over and sang at my husband's church at a revival. And I'll just tell you, this is how I met him.
Gosh,
he followed me out the door. That's where I got the
Not a bar.
pick of the litter, let me tell you. He's from a family of 3 boys, and I got the pick of the litter. Okay, I really did. Anyway, he followed me out the door, and I had to marry him because it looked bad. We just stayed together too long. So when I say too long, no, it wasn't too long. And nobody at a youth group would ever let me speak because we were engaged a month after we met, and we got married a month after that.
You're still together.
And then 3 weeks later, I was pregnant. So Abby came along, so we grew up together. So anyway, nursing school went out the door at that time. But I had a wonderful time raising my kids. We lived in California, in Northern California, and I already had a bohemian heart before we moved out there. So it just fit for us. We homeschooled. Everything was really cool. I made my own bread. I made everything from scratch, and it is a dream life. And
Join the Crunchy Mom group. Will get you right.
Yeah, and it was great, and I was able to instill a lot of creativity in my kids. And then we moved back here because of family issues and things like that. So we've been back here since '97. So we've been back a while. We lived in Carmi. The kids finished school there, and then I was going through nursing school and finally became a nurse. Have never gone to the mission field, by the way, but that's okay. It'll happen if it happens. But now I've been a nurse for quite a few years, and I love what I do. I am getting older. I've got grandkids now. But I'm going back to my artistic roots, and I'm trying to reinvent myself in that area. And I'm doing, again, what I want to do. I work all I want, and no more and no less. And and then, that supports what I need to support. And then now I'm pursuing the artistic part of me, because I was an art major in college before I went into nursing. So studied with a portrait artist in California while we lived out there. And I'm reinventing. I'm getting back to those artistic roots, and this little part of Evansville, Rachel actually introduced me to it, and because coming back, we did move to the west side, but don't take that personally. I think it's a great area. It's a great area, very peaceful. We look out our back door and it's all field, so that's great. I can sit out there and draw and do whatever I want. But I really feel like this little part of Evansville has Rachel found it, got really involved with the downtown area. And I think it's because we raised her in a diverse area and she needed that diversity again, and I applaud that for her. I feel like it's helped her connect with her artistic roots too. She's quite the artist, if you didn't know. Not just a photographer. She's done some major, beautiful pieces of work. Let's see. Well, just hitting all the corners. I'm getting back to those roots, and I'm doing it right here in Evansville because there's an opening for it, And I feel very thankful that God has allowed me to do pretty much everything I've wanted to do my whole life, and I've been very happy doing it. So, every life has its ups and downs and its ebbs and flow, and you do what you have to do sometimes, to make those bills, but you still are able to connect with, with your artistic side, and I appreciate that. Anyway, that's all I had to say. And, if you don't know Rachel, you'll love to meet her.
Oh, Mary. Oh.
Well, you said the word diversity, and it just made me think. And I do have to admit, I'm not thinking cohesively right now. I'm just whatever. But when it probably it's
Do you
probably,
want me? I'll prep it for you. She's been gone for a little bit, and they drove like 12 hours to get back here yesterday. So she's probably not caught up on her sleep.
That's true. That is true. But I wanted to be here because I love Tuesday Talk. I love Kana. So, but you mentioned diversity, and that is what I love about Evansville. I know we need more of it. We don't have a lot of it.
When did you paint your nails, though? I've never seen your nails painted.
They're all chipped off. So that's why I don't do it, because I've been sitting over here chipping it. I took my Southern Belle mother-in-law to get her nails done.
Okay. I'm like, in 3 years, I've never seen you with fingernail polish.
Toes too.
Mary,
I know, I'm very uncomfortable.
That's a really cute sound.
But what I have discovered since mostly moving downtown, I guess, is and you can do this anywhere, so I would challenge you, no matter where you live, to reach out and to meet people face to face that are different from you. And that's what's really great about Evansville, is that I feel like we can do that. We're small enough, maybe. I don't know what it is about here, or maybe people are just open enough to be able to do that face to face. I'm not a big social media put stuff out there that could potentially be controversial or speak my opinion on a lot of stuff, although I have a lot of opinions. But I love more face-to-face stuff. And anyway, I think when I used to live out, or just in other parts of my life, you can have certain thoughts about groups of people or types of people, but if you're not engaging with those all different types of people, then I don't know, you're doing yourself a disservice in life, because that's what we're all about. No, and so anyway, I just love that we can do that, and moving downtown has helped me to do that and to meet lots of different types of people that are like me, but people that aren't like me, and I love that. And that's how we can just engage and have relationships, and it's positive. And I know, like Laura's mentioned, a lot of positivity and support, and people mention that word, positivity and support. And when you are positive, you attract positivity. And when you encourage and invest in other people, then it's reciprocated often. And so I don't know. I feel like, I've discovered what you put into things obviously is what you get out. I know that, we know that, but anyway, I think I'm talking in circles, but my whole point is I love that we can talk face to face with people who aren't like us and have deep relationships and understanding. You don't have to agree, but just understand one another and respect one another and love one another, because we're people. Now I'm getting back to my Depeche Mode roots.
The
people are people.
The ultimate experience was hosting me. I lived in their attic, which sounds really bad.
That doesn't sound good.
I lived in their attic for 3 years because Trump. No, I'm just kidding. But that I can say on my end, that was a very enriching experience. And now I have a white dad, so it's kind of cool. So it all worked out for all of us. Actually, we had a hashtag going for a while because they would do weird, urbanizing the Allen home.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
it still is happening. We still need that.
Yeah. The trap house thing, I think, was the funniest. She's like, do they trap gorillas?
I know what they were trapping, but I didn't know. I still don't know what a trap house is, I don't think.
So they're 2 blocks over.
yeah, you cannot. Oh, God. So, yeah. Moral of the story is Oprah says you can have everything, just not all at the same time. And I was going to tie that in somewhere, but now it doesn't really fit. I got it in. I got an Oprah quote in here, and that's all I really wanted to do on this microphone. Thank you guys for coming out. And seriously, like, you can't do this over the internet. It's nice to have that extra connection, but I just really think being in person, and like Mary said, like, I know a lot of different walks of life because I'll literally hit someone's DMs and be like, yo, let's meet for coffee. And they're always like kind of weirded out because I never prep it really. I'm just like, let's meet. And they'll be like, what is this for? Do I need to study? Like, but we have so many amazing places where you can meet too that are local businesses that aren't Olive Garden. So make friends with someone tonight that you don't know that well. Take them somewhere. Go to events of someone that you just met tonight. So yeah, this has been great. It has, like, this filled my cup. I don't know about you. Like, I feel more positive about being 28. Yeah, like it was there, and after I said 28, it like left me. But yeah, no, this makes me so happy, and I'm just so happy to know all of you, and thank you so much for coming. Feel free to mingle on down Haney's Corner if you're going to be out a little bit longer. If not, like, you made your contribution to society by coming out and engaging, because we need more of this. So yeah, in closing, love you guys. Love it. Go check out Love It too if you haven't. Our next launch party will be July 13th. And check out this gallery on a different day. Actually, you can meet here for coffee. They have coffee. And yeah, again, thank you for coming. Be safe getting home and all that jazz. This mic is everything.
Thanks to Kana and Love It EVV for allowing us to record this live edition of Tuesday Talk. Look forward to hopefully doing this again in the future. Make sure to check out the magazine. Go to the launch party on July 13th at Stack Art Gallery. Stack Art Gallery is pretty cool. I had not been there before the Tuesday Talk, and it is a really cool area. They have a cool outside area as well. Thanks, and appreciate everyone who's been checking out all the shows on the Evansville Podcast Network. We just started a new show recently called The Mary Movement. It's hosted by Mary Allen. She does positive, inspirational, motivational episodes, kind of the Paul Harvey style stories. And yeah, check it out. It's themarymovement.com. Thanks. Good job, everybody.